Brazil's car wash scandal has already swept away one president, and it's now seeping into the office of another. Nearly 1/3 of Michel Temer's cabinet, including his chief of staff and foreign minister, are under investigation. And they're in good company. The Supreme Court has also named 3 state governors, 29 senators, and 42 Congress members for their suspected involvement in multi-billion-dollar kickback schemes involving Latin America's biggest company, Odebrecht, and Brazilian state oil firm Petrobras. For President Temer, the probe has come at a crucial time. His self-proclaimed market-friendly plan to reform Brazil's social security system has been met with resistance from Congress, and with a chunk of his government under formal audit, he may have to shelve his ideas until later this year, possibly to the detriment of the economy. As Brazil enters its 3rd year of recession, it desperately needs investment. Unemployment is at a record high of 13%. And its currency is one of the most volatile, losing as much as 47% last year. The economy is still reeling from last month's rotten meat scandal, which threatened to paralyze its $130 billion beef sector. Temer has pledged to dismiss ministers convicted of corruption, but as Brazil prepares for a presidential election next year, the fallout from this scandal could end the careers of dozens of Brazil's political elite. Arabella Munro, TRT World.
Well, I'm joined now by our editor-at-large, Craig Copetas. Craig, this is a tidal wave, this scandal. It's just washing over pretty much everybody in Brazil. Let me ask you, though, about the kickbacks, because we heard about them in the report, but I don't exactly know how it worked. How does it work?
Chapter 1 in the Book of Scams, also known as the Wet My Beak Hustle. Companies were offered deals with the state, the government-owned oil company, in exchange for bribes. Now, those bribes were funneled into politicians' pockets and political slush funds. It works like this, Matt. I want to hire you to do something. I'm going to pay you $1 million. You like that deal. And then I say to you, but you got to give me 10%, 20% of what I'm giving you. That's where the kickback comes in. And this was endemic, and it just was throughout the whole government membrane.
Craig, let me ask you something. As we see more and more politicians being enveloped by this crisis, you wonder, is this a sign of to be depressed or actually to be impressed that the judiciary are really getting stuck in and things are going to change from now on?
Well, I don't believe so. Brazil is a country run by rogues and rascals, and their accomplishment has been singular. They've industrialized corruption to such an extent that they've turned the place into Russia with rainforests and coconut water. And what's really troublesome about this, in every one of these countries, which we're seeing as kind of like failed economic states, Brazil, Venezuela, Nigeria, it all orbits around the oil business because there's so much money there. These guys have totally mismanaged the country.
So I'm sorry, I hope I'm not blindsiding you here, but I'm just listening to that last answer. How is it that Brazil was doing so well economically for a few years, and then it all started to unravel?
Well, the expenditures on the World Cup and the Olympics didn't help. And it also takes some time for the corruption to trickle down into the economy. What happened here? Brazil was enthused, and the markets were enthused with idealism. But, you know, as idealism approaches reality, i.e. the corruption, the cost of it becomes prohibitive, you know. So what has happened in Brazil is this great idea, the BRICS. Brazil has essentially legalized pillage.
Craig Copetas in Paris, thank you for that.